past presidents, office parents, senior members, friends and colleagues of this great organization, Tamil Nadu Ophthalmic Association. It had been a wonderful instance when the president suggested to me two great individuals today for their accomplishment of being inducted into the Hall of Fame of the American Society of Retina Surgeons. Elders and seniors to us are great inspiration for every young member of TNOA. And every forum of TNOA, I sincerely believe, should felicitate these great events so that it sparks the motivation of young minds and they choose to follow. I sincerely wish and believe in the PR talent of somebody like Dr. Nati. Padma Shri is very less for you, sir. There are other Padma awards. We wish and hope every TNOA event will henceforth felicitate somebody for having got the Padma Awards, the Magsaysay Awards. I don't know why Aravind is not applying for Magsaysay for its seniors. Probably it's just the paperwork, the brochuring of everything, putting it in proper words and forms and applying. Even for the Oscars and even for the Nobels, we sincerely wish PR and every TNOA event felicitate such an occasion. The second best thing about today's felicitation is that it felicitates in fact a spirit which is so very Indian. Guru Sishya Parampara. I've spoken to Dr. Natarajan many times. He has a very kind word for his guru, Dr.S.S. Padrinath. From him, he learned Retina. And he lent his shoulders for many of us to learn Retina. Probably this tradition goes on and this Guru Sishya Parampara goes on. And probably he's very lucky that he gets into the Hall of Fame with his Guru. That itself is a big accomplishment. So, being in a time and trend where you get inducted with your own Guru, in my opinion, is the most ultimate blessing you can have. And we from TNOA take proud privilege to share that blessing with you. And may I now invite our President, Dr. B. Pannirselvam, sir, to felicitate these two great individuals. One, Dr. Natarajan, Padma Shri, Dr. S. Natarajan in person, and the most respected and revered Dr. S.S. Padrinath in application. Natarajan, sir, to the stage, sir. The claps are not enough now. May I invite Dr. Madhivanan, sir, to receive Dr. S.S.P. Sir's award. And we'll see to that we go in person to Chennai to him and present this memento, because he left an email, he got an email to me saying that he was not physically capable at this point of time. In fact, he wanted to come to this event, but his physical limitations didn't allow it. We sincerely pray and wish that we all be in person to deliver this award to him. Thank you. May I now invite Dr. S.S. Sukumar, the Chanakya of TNOA, to tell us his feelings and speak his mind on this felicitation.
As our secretary said, Guru Shishya Parampara. Really, it's from Tamil Nadu. India is known for its Guru Shishya Paramara. Dr. Badrinath, he was the doyen of Retina. We used to study Retina. There was one red book, Retina. That's all. When we were in the 80s. That's all. Oh, diabetic retinopathy, nothing had been done. It was like that. In the 1970s, when Dr. Patri went to USA to Dr. Stephen, who is his guru, he learned Retina. He came back. He joined in Vijaya Hospital. From there, with the blessings of Shankaracharya, he started the Shankar-Natarajan. And Retina means Shankar-Natarajan. That was known worldwide. Once Dr. Babu was telling that they had to install a machine, that laser, in Shankar-Natarajan. Queen of Scotland and Queen of Sweden, her husband had to be treated here. And suddenly, the person who had the service engineer did not come. Suddenly, he landed up here within a day or two. And when they were uniting the machine, he just asked, "Who do you know Queen Elizabeth?" These people were shocked. Then only they understood. The Queen of Sweden rang up Elizabeth, Madam, that is Queen Elizabeth, and they told the service engineer to go immediately to Shankar-Natarajan. That was the thing which Dr. Badri had the worldwide influence. One very personal thing about him, once when we landed up in Chennai in flight, me, my wife and son, at about 25 years back, Dr. Badri and his missus came in the same flight. As it was about 12:30 in the night, he just invited us to come to the house to stay. That is, he just knew me only as an ophthalmologist. We just met some time back. He compelled us to come to his house and stay in the night because the child was with us. As the relatives' house was there, we said we are not coming. It was the kind heart of Dr. Badri. Dr. Natarajan, who did his schooling in Chennai right from his LKG, St. Anthony's, then Madras College School. He was my junior in Christ College School. Then Vaishnav, then MMC. He did everything in Chennai. His ancestor, that is 100 years of service, his grandfather, Natarajan Pillai, became after yellow. That time it was only yellow. He finished LMP, yellow. He worked in Madras Presidency. When he was touring, doing service everywhere. And his Natarajan's father, Dr. N. Sundaram, he studied in Stanley. He worked in Stanley, MMC, and he retired as a director. And the third generation, Dr. Natarajan joined MMC and joined GOH. He finished in DO, and he used to say funnily, because I didn't get that MS, I joined Shankar-Natarajan. Because of my guru, I learned, he used to say, he was Retina. And in 1988, he went to Bombay Hospital. Hardly, they were doing only 1 or 2 retinal surgeries a month. After he joined the Bombay Hospital, within 15 months, he did more than 1,500 surgeries, retinal surgeries. Really, it's a great thing. He was only retinal surgeon at the time. There were only very few retinal surgeons. They were not doing proper in Bombay. They used to. Every time you say that North India is bigger thing, but now, even this Hall of Fame, only about 2 South Indians, only 2 Indians are there. So always we are great. Only thing that what we did not learn Hindi. Now from 1968, the Hindi was stopped. That's why we are not going there. Had we learned Hindi, our people have gone. Natarajan nalla pesi palagittaru. And his friend also, who couldn't come today, his one and then his son. He, 1990, he started this Aditya Jyoti. I asked him what Aditya Jyoti is. Aditya is sun, Jyoti is light. So light is our, without sun and light we can't see. So with that he named as Aditya Jyoti, and he built the hospital, and it's about 1994. 1990, there was only separate eye hospital, first separate eye hospital in Mumbai, correct? And it went on well. And to his crown, both are Padma awardees. He got this Padma Shri, and he has got his from Philippines. He got the Peace Award. Last 2 years back, when there were pellet injuries in Kashmir, here he went. Every month he used to go there for 4 days, and along with his friend he went there. More than 150 surgeries he did, removed a lot of pellets from the eyes. It was a great service. That time there was curfew was there. It was a very difficult task for them to reach the hospital from the airport. Once his colleague got caught when they started questioning those people who were just making the attack. Abdul Hussain from Chennai. He's from Chennai. He got caught in them. They asked him for what he has come, and when he explained to them only, they just allowed him to go. They were very much afraid. These people were very much, but in spite of it, they went and did the service. Really, we appreciate you, sir, for all. You would have got Padma Shri, you would have got all the awards. You got so many of the Retina Virtual Society, but really this humanitarian service in that dangerous position, really we appreciate you, sir. And with this, we really wish you to do more service. Thank you.
அவார்ட்ஸுக்கு நடுவில் நிறைய அக்காம்ப்ளிஷ் பண்ணா மேடம் துசாட்ஸ்ல வேக்ஸ் ஸ்டாச்சு வைப்பாங்களா சார், அதையும் ட்ரை அப்படி ஒன்று வைக்கிறப்ப நாங்கள் ஃபெலிசிட்டேட் பண்ணோம். அதனால அந்த நேரம் மிட்டியர் மீட்டை அந்த பக்கமா ஓவர்சீஸா வைக்கிற ஸ்பான்சரும் பண்ணுங்க சார். I wish and hope one of those who are here in this hall, the president at that point of time will have a felicitation function overseas for Dr. Natarajan. May I invite him to offer the acceptance speech on his behalf and on behalf of his mentor.
At the outset, I would like to thank President Dr. Panniselvam, my good friend Madhivanan, the past president of Tamil Nadu Ophthalmic, and the Secretary Dr. Rajsekhar. And I'm proud to say that Rajsekhar is our AOS LDP alumni, and LDP is Leadership Development Program, and that's what it's all about. And I'm happy when Dr. Venkateswamy visited me in several times, and one of the time he said that I'm the only one who has known the 3 generations. That's true. He knew my grandfather because he was senior to him in Madurai, in the same Madurai Medical College. And also, Dr. Venkateswamy is also born in Vadamalapuram in Tuticorin district, and my father from Kulasekharapatnam and grandfather from Palampattai. And I think my father said, you don't have to be an eye doctor just because I am, because he said he was forced to be an eye doctor by my grandfather. Anyhow, so my reply speech is to stimulate even a person at 60 plus, Madhivanan. The reason is every day I reinvent myself, and I have decided to grow young, stop at 18. So I always daily thank my Mata, Pita, Guru, Mitra, that's friend, and now I have added one more, the patience, because without patience we are nowhere, nothing in. And this is my thanks to my genes. That's why I have written an article on third generation, like 3 genes, 3G Natarajan to 4E. So that I live with the energy, enthusiasm, efficiency, and endorphins. So right from first standard, I decided to be an ophthalmologist because 1957 I was born in Madurai, shifted to Chennai, that is the 10 Marshalls Road, Igmore in 57, I think October, September, November. So from that time I grew up in that compound, and that time my father was working as an assistant to Dr. J. Abraham, and Dr. J. Abraham told me that your father failed MS 3 times because during the exams he was an introvert and he knew all the answers but he never opened his mouth, and I remember still எப்படி அவங்க அப்பாவுக்கு பாஸ் கொடுக்குறது அவர் வாயை தர மாட்டேங்கிறார் எக்ஸாமில். So I learned from that time, and probably my father took all the measures because I was also an introvert, and I think you all can, there's the thing, a new science called epigenetics, because the environment can change your genetics, and that's what is, we are all facing this psychosomatic disorder, stress oriented, diabetes, same thing can be done for your positivity. So I think he put me in All India Radio program, elocution competition, just to get out of this problem of introvert to become an extrovert. And I also, he put me in that St. Anthony's High School Presentation Convent was a co-ed school, and I think Swamiraj, that is Dr. Natarajan's son, was my neighbor from 60, so we were all classmates till. So whenever there was a girl, the rule was one boy and one girl was to sit, but we used to pinch the girls away and boys were sitting together. But that's the time we were shy of girls. But I think all this, he made me extrovert, and then later he had a problem that I cannot non-stop, and I'm always with girls. And then he encouraged me to be a volunteer. When I in Madras Medical College, I was a student general secretary. So I took part in everything. So I think everybody will have a positive influence. We all have role models, people we admire, emulate, and learn from. And many leaders are considered great not only because of what they themselves achieved, but because of their abilities to bring out the greatness in others. And my greatest influence is the great mother. And I like everybody to give a big welcome. The reason is, in 83, when I was doing indirect ophthalmoscopy, now I'm seeing Siddharthan walking in, and I think indirect ophthalmoscopy was locked by Prof. C.P. Gupta in the Elliott School dark room. And then to learn that, we had a fight. And because he will not allow us to use slit lamp, he will not allow us to use the OT, but anyhow, when we went to Dr. Natarajan's unit, we did everything. But that time, Madhi was already joined in 84 fellowship after his DO, and we were still doing DO, so he used to call us, and I used to go for the morning 6:45 class to Shankaranethala, and we had that Dr. Sukumar, he is not here, I think, Dr. S. Sukumar. So he used to tell, அவர் என்ன பண்ணுவாரு, நான் ரெட்னால் டிட்டாச்மெண்ட் வந்து ஒன்றும் பண்ண முடியாதுன்னா அவராலையும் ஒன்றும் பண்ண முடியாது. He used to tell, he used to discourage me, don't take up retina, because if you take retina, your life is doomed. And I think that time Madhi was the greatest influence, and he also spoke to Dr. Nath. But next day after my DO, I joined in April 84, and I think no looking back. So doing vitreoretinal surgery, our life is like working on a treadmill. That means whatever pace you keep, whether 6 kilometers, 5 kilometers, you have to either keep increasing or you have to keep going steady, otherwise you will fall down. If you fall down, that's all, your life is end. So he always taught me, be a lion at heart. That means never be afraid of anything, and let your hands move like a Bharatanatyam dancer under the microscope. Still, I remember he used to take the artery forceps and hit on your knuckle, and I never had anybody doing that, but I think he did that. Or if you give the instrument in the wrong way, he'll throw it. And I used to tell him later when I was close to him that you are breaking your own instrument, but he says you want a good surgeon, and that's what a good teacher is. And I was also inspired by the V.G. Panidas, whom I knew from 1962. We were there for the VGP Golden Beach, the Bhumi Pujan. He always told me, go with the dream and get up with the dream and work for it. And that time I was only 5 or 6 years old, and I still remember he said he had only one meal a day from Hollywood with several brothers and sisters, and he didn't have father, and his only dream was his name BGP should be there in every railway bridge from Madras Egmore to Kanyakumari, and he did it. And I think that was in 65 itself. He started the hire purchase radio, where even in Ranganathan Street, each one was paying 50 paisa a day for a 300 rupees transistor. And I think without realizing, that was my prayer, that I should be an internationally renowned ophthalmologist, even though my father did not travel abroad. I think that my grandfather never traveled abroad, and my father also probably only in 86 he went. But in 60s, I decided, நான் ஒரு உலக புகழ்பெற்ற நல்ல கண்மருத்துவராக வேண்டும் என்று. But that was my dream, and that was registered in the back of my heart, and I think it worked. Nothing is automatic. You becoming internationally famous, I didn't know the meaning, but I did it. And I think I became famous by being working. And I think that all my credit goes to, next to Madhi is two people with big size and a big heart. And he had the Sankaracharya word we all know about Netralaya. And Sankaracharya, Adi Shankara's statement, even though Badrinath does not repeat it, but that's the thing he follows. And all of us have to follow. And that's what Dr. V is a great inspiration from Aurobindo Ashram. And this is Adi Shankara saying, not by penance, not by visiting holy rivers, not by reading scriptures, not by chanting mantras, but only performing selfless service to humanity can one can cross the ocean of life. And I had a lot of problems, which Madhi knows every bit of my problem. Right from my wedding, I borrowed money from Madhi and returned also. And second, he told me that time when he gave, I remember he was in a rented apartment in the first floor near Ananagar, where they were recently married, and then he told me, this money, my cash gave by my mother, I am giving it to you, you do well in life. And Madhi, I am doing well because of your mother's blessing and your blessing, you are elder to me. And my mentor, the mediocre teacher tells, the good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, and the great teacher inspires. And we had wonderful teachers like Dr. E.T. Selvan. I still remember how I was only a second assistant, never I could go to him in the first assistant. We don't have Dr. Velayam, Dr. Payas here, and that time Dr. Anand Kannan also. I think I always bow down to Guru, and that's what Dr. Rajsekhar said. And I think day and night I appreciate him, and I always thank God, because I think it's a Purva Janma Punya. I'm the closest to him even today, even though I'm far away. I think I know more what's happening with him and with others. Every now, last 6 months, every month when I go, I spend 3 hours with him. Day before yesterday, the whole day I spent with him. So I don't meet any other friends now because he's old and he's got Parkinson's, he's got all the things. But the last day was yesterday, the whole day was in Netralaya. So everything is credit to him. So coming to the Retina Hall of Fame, individuals with significant achievements in medicine and special contributions to Retina are honored by their induction to the Retina Hall of Fame. And I want to tell Rajsekhar, I think that this is something which is totally unexpected. I believe this law of attraction. That means the Rhonda Byrne has expanded, copied our Sanskrit Erbhavam, Tatbhavati, and written the book called Secret, which became the 2007 New York bestseller. That's The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. And in that, the essence is, she has mentioned, people think about what they don't want and they attract more of the same. So I have expanded, people, for the patients I've written this, people think about what they don't want, what they worry, what they fear, and what they think they will attract more. So I attracted a lot of problems without realizing. And I think I did a lot of heavens not to have a doers, but it happened. So I think that's what I learned. It's a big lesson in life. You should not think what you don't want, and I think you should only concentrate and focus on what you want. So I have declared myself in 2005 or 6 when Dr. Rajsekharan from Trichy Joseph Hospital, who has seen me from my birth, asked me to write he gave me about 10 questions, which I think I took 3 months to answer because the questions were so well thought of and framed. And he told me, first was Dr. Venkatasamy, who answered the interview for the Joseph Hospital magazine, and then second was me. So I took a lot of time and preparing that. And the whole thing was, that time I mentioned myself in one of the questions, that one day I'll find something for the cure of blindness or prevention of blindness, either through genetics or through proteomics or through the artificial retina, or one of them. And I'm happy we have set up a lab in Mumbai. It's a small, and everything small begins from a small place, and that's why I believe the power of one. And in our own ophthalmology, we have 3 power of one. Dr. Venkatasamy starting, one man did it, and that too after his retirement. Dr. Gullapalli Rao, L.V. Prasad, Dr. Badrinath, Shankar Netralaya. And all these, as Rajsekhar said, Magsaysay Award, Nobel Prize, you have to be nominated and you have to apply. In this, there's no application, there's no nomination. And I think that's the greatest tribute to the work done. I think wherever you are, it's like you may be the smallest place and the remotest place you are working. I think the world will recognize. And Swami Vivekananda mentions that you can lock yourself in a cave, in a rocky cave, and then if you have 5 very powerful thoughts, it will go to the oceans across, and that's what I think has happened. Because I decided to get Nobel Prize, maybe this is the path, but at the same time, this I never dreamt. Even Dr. S.Natarajan asked me, what did I do to be in the Retina Hall of Fame? And I told him, you are a legend. And I think I am questioning myself, what did I do to be there in the Retina Hall of Fame? But I think we have 3 gentlemen who found Helmholtz they found ophthalmoscope Helmholtz in 1851, and then followed by Jules Gone in 1920s, Charles Keepens, the father of modern retina surgery, Robert McNamara, who did the first vitrectomy in 1970, Steve Charles, who revolutionized vitreoretinal surgery equipments, and then him and me in this. So I think all of us can become a leader, and that's the best part I have come out of in my life. And I want to say that even though my father I worked only as a government servant, his private practice was almost zero. And I remember he was telling me in 60s his salary was something like 300 to 500 rupees. And then he had a car, and he used to tell us he will calculate 1 liter petrol and say this much kilometers will go. And many times calculation will go wrong, and we have to go and buy the petrol. And he used to beat us because the petrol fellow will not give the petrol in a can for the children, because at that time it was a problem of fire hazard. Anyhow, but he was, I won't call it miser, but that was his life. He calculated. He said when he joined the Stanley Medical College, my grandfather gave him only 75 rupees for 3 months, and he asked for every penny account. And I think as Arvind mentioned, that you have to measure and give, and that's what he did. No pocket money. So I used to take every help from friends like Madhi and Arul and Swami Rajan, who spent on me. I never spent anything, but nobody questioned me, and I think I was the best friend for many. And that's why from a humble beginning you can reach to any height. And I tell myself that I may be a multi-billionaire, but I think important is hard. So I remember the book given by Dr. Kalam called which actually summarizes what Dr. Arvind said, is a compassion in medicine, written by first Dalai Lama Rinpoche and one Dr. Schlim. That is compassion. If you take Wikipedia, it's about 2-3 pages. But you read this book, it's such a big book on compassion, which all of us lack. I won't say all of us are not including us, but I don't know how. That passion is not there to involve with the patient. Even I remember in the 10th year of practice, it's boring to be in OPD. But now I decided to enjoy OPD because I ask the question and I interact with the patient. And Madhi used to wonder how I practice, and this is what I will tell the patient. I will do everything, and if you get vision, you call me God. But if you don't get vision, I am the same God. How can I become a devil? But that people don't react like that. So I tell the patient that there's a chance that you can go from 6 weeks to no peer. And those patients give me gifts, and that's why I believe God. The reason is patient knows you've done the best, and then whether you get vision or not, I think the people, and I also joke with them, if you can't see, you can feel the people in mind and as well as physically. So they all, doctor, what are you talking? They will tell. But I think that's what is compassion. Patient will understand, and I'm transparent, and I tell the patient, you have a complication, and we can't do anything. And I remember once the chief secretary of Maharashtra's father had an injury, and when I was operating, it had an explosive. I also thought of myself, I've done the maximum explosive, whom to call. Anyway, I did whatever closing, and then when I came out, the chief secretary said, why not you ask Dr. Lani? I said, I thought of the same question because he's the advisor to ophthalmology. I said, what does he know about explosive? He only can have a problem, but he has to send the patient to me. So I am the best to manage, I have done it. Now whatever you want, you do. But again, I convinced the patient to operate again, second time in 15 days and save some vision. So I think never give up, and never have the like you are a failure. I think every failure has to be a step, and that's a great thing Dr. Kalam taught me. And in spite of Dr. Kalam had the best friends like Dr. Badnath, Dr. Venkatasamy, Dr. Nam, and Dr. Taraprasad. Fortunately, through Dr. Badnath, he also considered me as a good friend, and he visited me as the President of India, which is a great, I think I can never repay. Thank him and thank God. So even today, every day I talk about him. So I think from a simple beginning, he is example, Dr. Venkatasamy is example, and Dr. Badnath also I have seen him. He studied in Ramakrishna school, going in ordinary chapels, and I think we can reach the greatest of great heights. And I wish everybody in Tamil Nadu தமிழன் என்று சொல்லடா, தலை நிமிர்ந்து நில்லடா. நன்றி, வணக்கம்.